Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3. We are still here in the Cave of the Unseen Elder, where gravity seems to be very confused because we are like standing on the ceiling of this cave, and yeah, these things, stalagmites, whatever, they're actually pointing towards the ground, and we see some stairs down there, yeah. Also, just a reminder, guys, that this is not the choice that we made for this playthrough. This, including last episode, this one, and probably another episode to come, this is kind of like the alternate path to if we had chosen to go find Oriana instead of Damien and Sienna, back when the city of Beauclair was under attack by the vampires. Obviously, we chose the path with Sienna in our original playthrough, and this is just like a thing that I'm playing through right now just for us to see, and then we'll go back to our original choice. Not that this path isn't fascinating by any means, it's just, I think visiting the Land of a Thousand Fables with Sienna.
Extends to the side where gravity's reversed. Tip will fly upwards if it breaks off. Just gotta collapse the base.
Yeah, the fairy tale land is just, you can't pass that up. It's too good. Okay, so he's saying this pillar is a little unstable. Okay, that's good. But first, let me take a look here. I don't think there's anywhere else I can go. Alright. Power of Ard.
Back the other way, I think, do the trick. Waterfall I climbed down to get here won't work. Could be another, though. Need to follow the current downstream.
Alright, that's good. This is very interesting. Some weird vegetation growing here. It's like glowing. Okay, so we probably won't be able to go back that way, but hold on, let me see. Oh, didn't want to land in there, but that's fine. He said something about the going back the same path won't work, but I don't really even remember which way I came. This is the way I came from, right? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. This place, we're all upside down. It's very easy to lose your bearing. So probably have to see if we come around here. Try the waterfall. Oh, jeez. Wow. Okay, well, that works. See a unique little animation there too. Yeah, and that brings us back. I would like to know the reason why this place has such distorted gravity. Like, is it magic cast by a mage? Because when we were actually just right around here last time, right? Yeah, we saw this piece of paper left behind by some explorer who was apparently getting advice from, what was he called? Sorrow Daggerland? Yeah, I looked him up between this episode and the last one. And yeah, he was the one mage dude from Season of Storms. If you read that book, he was kind of like the villain in the series.
I just need the Elder to discover his talkative side.
And he and Geralt, they didn't really get along. But he was a very powerful mage, liked to dabble in the forbidden arts and forbidden research. And we can see how, I can definitely see how study into the Unseen Elder would be forbidden. Extremely dangerous. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'll be quiet for a second. Just listen. Whenever it comes up again. Come on. Ah, it's not coming. There's like a very low growling sound in the background. At times. It's really creepy. There it was, just right there, like 2 seconds ago. Very faint, but it's there. Alright, so we're going to talk to the Unseen Elder again. I mean, our first meeting with him didn't really go out very well. We almost got killed. Hopefully with our offering this time that we found, we should appease him a little bit and maybe not have him immediately attack us and try to kill us. Although Regis is still there, frozen in place, I'm guessing. And if we were any kind of friend to him, we should try to free him, I guess. Yeah, there he is.
Etzelthi, laut Miyama. You live. Barely. You're not attacking. That mean you'll hear me out? Perhaps. Speak.
Well, we know he is probably one of the most powerful things to ever exist in the universe. But I'm glad he has reason. He is willing to hear us out. Or maybe we just caught him on a good day. He's a bit more patient than usual. Okay, I guess we can start by asking a question. I want to know what happened to my friend.
What? What's with Regis? Nothing. He sleeps. Will you wake him? Perhaps not. You were to speak, not question. Speak or die.
Okay, yeah, so he is definitely not bluffing here. If we ask him another question, he will in fact give us a game over. So I suppose we could do it just to see what it's like. Yeah, we saved. Let's see. Let's see what happens if we annoy the unseen elder of the vampires.
Cave I came out of? What was that place? Questions. More questions. You waste my time. No, wait!
Yep. And just like that, game over. You are dead. One of the few times that a choice in this game actually gets you a game over, which is pretty fascinating. I'm pretty sure that's the only time that can happen. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember any other instance where you can make a choice in-game and that will not only lead to like crazy consequences in the story, but also just irreparable damage, right? You can't come back from it. You just die, game over. It's done. So, yep, that's what happens if we ask him 2 questions in a row. Don't do that. But as I load back here, since we are going to do this again anyway, we might as well ask him the other question and see what he says without questioning him about Regis, just to see what it's like.
Barely.
Alright. So, what is this crazy gravitational cave thing that I just came out of?
Cave I came out of? What was that place? There lies the gate between this world and ours. It is closed, but it shall open once more in 100 of your years. 200. 3. Soon. Now speak. Don't ask, or I will kill you.
Yep, we already know that's not an idle threat. Okay, good to know that it's kind of like a portal between worlds. I'm here about Dettlaff. I've heard that you could help.
Hear about Dettlaff? I know who he is. What of him? He's sicked a swarm of lesser vampires on the city. I have to stop him. But I do not.
Fair enough. We gotta convince. At this point, he's kind of almost like a god for us, right? He's just right here, staring us in the face, able to kill us at any point in time. We have to choose our words very carefully. So let's see. Maybe a return favor will work for the Unseen Elder. I don't think he will care about innocents dying at all. Appealing to his sense of emotions and sympathy? No, that's not gonna work. Dettlaff spells trouble for you, I suppose, because he is kind of rummaging through the city, and the reason why higher vampires don't attack cities more often, even though they could very easily just kind of wipe out a small village, or even in this case, raise the entire city of Beauclair, the reason they don't do that very often is because they know humans will come back, and they'll just try to hunt these higher vampires down. To put it in Regis's words, he says something like, would you really rather go out of your way to have mosquitoes buzzing around you all of the time? Yeah, they won't kill you, but it's just annoying, right? So the same thing goes with humans and higher vampires. It's like, don't bother the humans, and these humans, which are metaphorically like mosquitoes to these vampires, won't bother you. That's how you'd rationalize this, right? And Dettlaff is troubled because now he is attacking this city, almost seemingly for no reason. Now, we know he's just really upset at this moment, but for no real, like, logical reason when you really think about it, right? So it could be, we could try to use this justification to gain the Elder's favor. So let's see what he says.
Sooner or later, Dettlaff will bring trouble. Serious trouble. How? As Kagmar brought trouble before. Folk will take him down, eventually. Might need a year, or two, or a decade, but they'll find a way. And then they'll go after other vampires. And eventually, they'll find you. And I should fear death? No. But that'll be the end of your peace, your quiet. Knights errant, mages, they'll come here day in, day out. One already managed to teleport here. Others will follow, you can be sure. You'll kill them, naturally. So they'll flood these caves, or collapse them with explosives, destroying the gate you guard beyond repair. No. This place must be secure. The gate. What is your plan?
Okay, well, at least at this moment in time, he seems to be placated, and we should be able to talk some sense at this moment. Okay, so we are trying... I don't know if Dettlaff has to die. All we really need to do is calm him down. So if death has to be part of it, then so be it. But really, what we need is to convince Dettlaff to stop attacking the city.
Dettlaff. We have to convince him to spare the city.
Will he? Probably not. Yet we must try nonetheless.
If there is a fight, if you help kill him...
I will be anathema. This I know. And still I ask you to summon Dettlaff.
Where?
Teshem Mudna.
Go. Once I sense you there, I will summon Dettlaff.
I thank you.
Leave me.
Oh my god, the Elder is so cool. And then he just goes back to sleeping. Just the power that this vampire has. Beyond imagination. And also, the mysteriousness of the gate to the other world. That's also something I think needs to be explored more in the Witcher universe. Right now, we don't really know anything about it.
That went better than I expected it would.
Better in this universe. In the other one, I asked too many questions and just died. But yeah, no, it's not really better. I almost died anyway.
Think that went better than... You kidding? I'd have been dead on the spot if not for my slowed metabolism.
And yet you survived. Though you are risking your life. The question is, why? This contract, it goes well beyond what witches customarily handle. I cannot abandon the matter, for Dettlaff and I are bound by blood, but you You could simply walk away. So why, my friend? Why stay and risk your hide?
You know, that's a really, really good question. And I think Regis asks a question that's almost too reasonable. Even I couldn't really justify it. Geralt doesn't seem like the kind who would take this contract this seriously, no matter for what amount of money. Because I've brought this up before, but when Geralt and Regis first met, well, not when they first met, but when they first met, he didn't know that Regis was a higher vampire, so they kind of just like, they didn't really get along, but at least Geralt didn't want to kill Regis, right? But as soon as he discovered that Regis is a higher vampire, there was a moment in time where Geralt wanted to slay the beast, slay the monster, the vampire. But he thought twice, and he's like, yeah, this foe is way too tough for me to handle. It will take a lot of money for someone to come up with a contract for him to accept, to go kill a higher vampire. And then Regis says, how much money exactly? I want to know a number. And then all Geralt was willing to say is a lot, which means it's not really a lot. It's just so much that nobody will ever be able to afford. Which goes back to what's happening right now. I don't think for the reward is a reasonable response, because so much money no one's ever being able to afford. That's more than however many crowns Anna was willing to give us. I think it was 6,000 or something like that. That's a lot of money, sure, but nothing when compared to the difficulty of a vampire fight, right? The estate of Corvo Bianco, okay, that's cool. It's a property worth a whole lot of money, but still, you have to weigh the odds, the risk versus reward kind of thing. So the reward thing, I don't think it's a reasonable response. For you, I suppose when Geralt first took on the contract, he had no way of knowing that Regis would be involved at all. I mean, we kind of met him entirely by chance, right? Or not by chance in Regis's eyes, but as far as what we were setting out to do, it was entirely a coincidence that Geralt and Regis met each other. But as the story developed, it seems more and more possible that Geralt would continue the contract for the sake of his friend, because if he didn't bring justice to Dettlaff, I think that would also bring about repercussions for Regis himself, as much as it would for the unseen elder, right? We already heard the justification. And here we have the answer of don't know, which really, by process of elimination, this is probably the most likely one. I kind of feel like Geralt is just going with his hunches. He doesn't want to abandon a contract when he's already this deep into it. So I feel like if there were a fourth option saying it's too late to turn back now, then that's the one I would choose. But for now, let's just see what happens if we say don't know.
Been on the path so long, I don't really know anymore. Guess I'm looking for the road's end.
Perhaps you should simply step off it.
I'll think about it once this is over.
That's a really strange response, seeing as how during our conversation together, I actually said I would like to continue being a Witcher. And during our other conversation together, which happened 2 episodes ago at the very end of the story, we said that we're going to continue walking the path. So Geralt will be a Witcher forever. Don't ever stop. So obviously, Regis did mention that there are other unseen elders in this world. This is not the only one. There are multiple gates leading to, I guess, parallel dimensions. It's actually a very scary prospect. Let's see what Regis says about this.
All your unseen that welcoming.
No, they vary. Some are conceited, others imperious, but most can be reasoned with. But him, it was clear each word was a great effort. Interacting with others, it seems, it causes him physical pain.
Never entered my mind that the conjunction of the spheres was also a cataclysm for you, for...
Monsters? No euphemism required, you needn't seek one. I dare say it was worse for us. You arrived by the thousands, we were but a handful. Not much choice, assimilate with you, or shut ourselves off from the world, like him.
Yeah. We can certainly sympathize with that. In some case, In some sense, Geralt is kind of like right in between, right? He's a Witcher, which means a lot of people don't really see eye to eye with him, quite literally because he has cat eyes, but didn't mean to make that pun. What I'm saying is a lot of people will just call him a monster, a mutant, right? Someone who regular people should not be interacting with. Although other more understanding people, like our friends, excluding our sorceress friends, we have Dandelion, Zoltan, these people, and everyone in Skellige, really, because we've done them many good favors. There are people out there who just don't like Witchers in general. Although with vampires, it's a much more intense blight because I don't think there's anyone in this entire world who will be welcoming to a vampire. So with Regis, he kind of has to say incognito. Whereas if Geralt goes into town and screams that he's a Witcher, no one's going to really hunt him down, right? Maybe the witch hunters, but we're not in Novigrad. Okay, which brings about a very interesting point here. Will they all be able to go home at some time? Home as in back to their own sphere. What does Regis think?
Cave I was tossed into. That where the gate between worlds is?
In a sense, yes. Just slammed shut, sealed tight.
Think it'll ever open again? Think you'll be able to go home?
I sincerely doubt it. And I think, in truth, the Elder knows that as well.
So why would he stay down there? What's the real reason?
To stay with the gate analogy, no door is ever completely impermeable. Smells come through, for instance. When the wind rises, some dust might be blown through the cracks. A palpable trace of things on the other side. It's not much, but it is something.
So he thinks the Elder is like a sentimental kind? Okay, I suppose. It's very interesting that he says that the Elder is in physical pain whenever he communicates with people. I don't know if that's true. It could be. But if it is the case, then yeah, I can totally understand why he would definitely not want to communicate with the outside world. And that's why we kind of almost blackmailed him, right? Saying, if you don't do this for us, maybe people will eventually come seeking you out and disturbing your peace, actually causing you physical pain in the meantime. So, I mean, yeah, in that regard, we managed to reason with the Elder pretty well. All right, Regis.
And you? How do you feel now, where you are?
Geralt, imagine the least comfortable situation you could ever find yourself in. What would it be? I don't mean a moment of pain with death knocking at your door. Just a circumstance of great unease.
All right. In that case, a court banquet. Gotta show up in hose and a tight doublet. Gotta smile at everyone and engage in vacuous conversation while Dandelion sings a ballad about me and Yennefer for all to hear.
Very well. Now imagine you're stuck there. Not for an hour, not for an evening, but for all time. And should you fall out of character for but a moment, should you so much as scratch yourself where the stitching chafes, all around you will scream, "Monster, monster!" and they'll turn on you and tear you to shreds.
Sounds tiring. Damn tiring.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Oh, yeah, okay. That almost makes me think that Regis actually needs to exert physical effort to stay in the human form. Like almost as if his vampire or monster form is what's normal for him, and in order to stay as a human or even as a puff of smoke requires some kinds of exertion. If that is the case, then damn, vampires do have it pretty rough. They can kill anyone who comes near them, essentially, but if you do that, you will just forever have to deal with the nuisances of people bothering you all the time. I've already talked about that. For now, though, it's time to finally face Dettlaff. He will be summoned to Toussaint by the Unseen Elder.
Time to summon Dettlaff.
Yes, high time. Do Do you wish to go to Toussaint right away?
Let's go. Want to get this over with.
Yep. I see a lot of those flying vampires in Beauclair. Never really get to fight any one of them in this game, do we? Yeah. The only flying enemies we fight, I mean, there are griffins and basilisks, but for the most part, it's just sirens and harpies.
Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of done time.
Shame the reason why we came here.
Yes, quite the shame.
Alright, yeah, Regis really wanted us to go find Sienna to find a better way out of this without having to deal with the unseen. But, I wonder if he's angry.
You angry with me? For not freeing Sienna? For not trying to resolve this peacefully?
A bit. Though, perhaps I was fooling myself. Latching on to the notion because I badly wished to believe there was some way to fix everything. However, matters have simply gone too far. I must come to terms with that.
I think, in his own words, he just called himself naive. He doesn't want to admit it because I think even Regis knows that he is an incredibly intelligent person. Person/vampire. Anyways.
Regis, let the unseen elder know we've arrived. Have him summon Dettlaff.
Hinthial Jesu Themias.
You didn't manage to find me, so you forced a meeting. Why?
You know why.
I've tired of guessing your human thoughts. So articulate them or leave me be.
Okay, here we go. I don't think starting with death threats is the way to try to talk diplomacy. So let's start by just doing the right thing here, Dettlaff.
I understand your anger, but you need to stop the attacks in the city immediately.
My conditions are clear. I wish to see I wish to see Sienna. Yet she is not here.
You know why. The Duchess would not release her.
So the Duchess must face the consequences.
Dettlaff, please. All this for one woman.
You understand nothing. Let us be done with this.
Okay. Well then, I guess we're fighting this guy again. So actually, there is a path where we don't have to fight Dettlaff, and that one will require us to go through the fairy tale place with Sienna again, and not find the ribbon that we were supposed to find. In that case, when Dettlaff attacks, he will actually just kill Sienna, and that's an ending I hoped we could get, but unfortunately, by going through with the Elder path, we won't be able to see that. At this point, we will have to fight Dettlaff again, and I think by doing this, we also let me think. Yeah, I suppose it is possible to get the exact same ending that we actually got in our original playthrough, but it is also possible to get an entirely different one. And I think for now, man, yeah, we're just gonna have to kill Dettlaff again, and I'll probably show one attempt on screen, and then if I happen to fail, which I probably will, I will just try to finish him off screen. But for now, let's prepare for the fight, I suppose. I'm not sure if corrosive or brown oil even did anything in my first fight with him, so I'm just going to use veil oil here just to get a bit more extra damage with my weapon. And let's see, what else can we do? Oh man, my weapon is still fully charged. Interesting. And also, what else? Do I need anything else? I suppose a full moon potion would be okay. Gives us extra health. Yeah, sure. Let's do a full moon potion just to see how that goes. I used Thunderbolt to my first attempt with him, I think. Okay, let's fight Dettlaff again, guys. Here we go. We can skip this portion. All right, wrong weapon.
I am disappointed. You murdered innocents. Don't owe you a damn thing.
Okay, so by guarding with my enchantment on the sword, I'm actually able to get a bit of, fire damage off on him, which is pretty good. Well, for the most part, I'll just be doing damage with my heavy attacks. Light attacks do also work, but he's always just like guarding, right? So I might as well, when I do get a hit off, I might as well make it a big hit. Come on, there you go. That's a big hit. Alright, just keep attacking me. Keep getting hit. It's good. Oh, jeez. Okay, that was not good. Here we go. Okay. Art does seem to work pretty well. But I have to be careful not to die here. Just let my regeneration do its thing. Ah, damn it. Okay, here we go. Transform into stage 2. Now this part is obviously pretty tricky, because he has a lot of different things that can one-shot me.
If you acknowledge any gods, start praying now.
There's that line again. Love it. If you acknowledge any gods, start praying now. I'm praying, Dettlaff. Praying that you don't destroy us like you did so many times in our first attempt. Oh, okay, here we go. So I thought my light attack would actually do some significant damage to him, but it doesn't really. It does like 200 damage. Oh, what? R didn't work there. Okay. Oh, jeez. No. I'm dead. Oh, how is this possible? Oh, now I'm dead. Damn it. Oh, no. I so wanted to do this in one attempt. Note to self, do not walk with the camera facing away from you. You don't know if there's a thing on the other side. Oh, damn it. Okay, and I'm back. And, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I tried a couple of times in that fight, but for some reason, I just couldn't beat him again. There was this one attack where he would do like this double swoop, and on the second part of the swoop, you're supposed to be able to use Ard to knock him out of the sky and then just like get a few very solid hits off on him. But for some reason, I think I tried to fight like 6 or 7 times. Every single time I would use Ard to try to knock him out of that attack, it just wouldn't work, and I would just get one-shotted every single time. And then after like I think 6 attempts, I was like, nah, screw it. I think I'm just gonna load a save file that I had from earlier, and this time we're gonna go for a different ending. This is essentially the exact same thing. Like had I defeated Dettlaff again, this would just bring me to this place exactly, except I don't think you would have the option to talk to the bootblack, or if we do, then we won't be able to talk sense into Sienna, so to say. So at this point, I think this earlier save file would work just as well, and this time we're just going to talk to Damien directly and see what happens after that. So this is actually interesting. This is the greenhouse where what's his face died. Got killed by Dettlaff, right? Milton de Peyran. That's where he was murdered. Too bad we weren't able to like see his corpse or anything. Wonder if he dropped anything interesting. Well, anyways, yeah. So what we're gonna do right now is just this. We're gonna talk to Damien, not even knowing if there is going to be a 5th victim at all, or just I guess not even caring at this point. Just get right on to the ceremonies. Hello.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Yes, this time we are ready. Let's do this.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits.
Is that what you should be saying to someone who saved your entire city? I don't know. Maybe you should show a bit more respect, Damien. So for the most part, this speech with Anna Henrietta is going to be the exact same that we have already seen. So I'm going to skip a bunch of it. Actually, no, let's just watch it again.
Your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Toussaint's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire. May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
I am truly honored, just like last time. Well, we'll say we can't wait.
Very. Our Heard a lot of good things about that appellation. Thanks again.
Cheers. In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly, but she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
I will indeed.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
Well, I'm impartial as I possibly can be, I suppose, at this point. We didn't really, at this point, we didn't really go talk to Siana about, the fifth victim being Anna herself. We didn't really try to convince her to try to forgive her. So she, even though, so again, I loaded a save file where we actually went through the Land of a Thousand Fables together, so this is not the same ending as the one with where we went to go see the Unseen Outer, but I do know in fact that the choices will be the same no matter what at this point. We will be getting a different ending here. I just wanted to do this just for the sake of completion. Even though we kind of shared a special moment in the fairy tale land, at this point, to be fair, Siana did commit some very heinous crimes, right, against the entire duchy, against her own sister. So I suppose it is justified that we deliver punishment upon her. Yeah, let's just go with this one.
No matter the mitigating circumstances, whatever they may be, Siana is a criminal and should be tried as such. And punished as such. Her guilt is clear.
Your words sadden me greatly, Witcher. But I cannot deny their logic. Siana, you shall be tried and given a fitting punishment. Yet we shall never cease to be family. As Duchess, I shall have to judge you. But as your sister, I shall never stop loving you. Will you forgive me?
I shall never forgive you.
Oh, Anna, you naive fool. See what happens when you try to forgive someone who you should not be forgiving at this point? So yeah, there we have it. That is the worst possible ending that we can have in the Blood and Wine DLC. Dettlaff is dead. Anna is dead. Sienna is dead. Basically, everyone that we tried to protect is now dead. There's nothing we can do about it now. This is obviously not the ending I will ever stick with or ever choose from out of my free will. You know, like this, I think that's the ending most people will accidentally stumble upon if they actually. If you choose to go the Unseen Elder path, I don't think there's much of a choice. That will happen regardless. But if you do, if you go find Sienna in the Land of a Thousand Fables, there is a chance that you won't stumble upon the ribbon. And even if you do, if you choose the wrong choices while talking to her, you will get that ending. So it's sad, but...
Need some flowers, a wreath, or...
I've none. Sold everything. I was just on my way out. No sense hanging about with nothing to do. Should come as no shock, sir. Had the funeral, folk took it all. Men, women, children, all wished to lay a bouquet on the Duchess's grave. Windflowers, peonies, gladioli. But she liked common roses best. I know, her ladies-in-waiting would come here at times. I'd choose the loveliest blooms for her. Fragrant, big petals, the kind that last a long time. I've still not come to terms with it. To be killed by her own sister. How could it happen?
Okay, yeah, something that we have to know is that Duchess Anna Henrietta is the ruler of Beauclair. And not only is she the ruler, she was kind of the benevolent, beloved ruler to all of her subjects. And that's why everyone is basically stricken with grief now that she's dead. Right now, it's been 2 weeks since the incident, as we just saw there. But still, these kind of events, they don't really just get forgotten very quickly. So at this point, I think we are trying to get some flowers just to attend her funeral, pay her some respects, and possibly also pay some respects to Sienna, because even though she murdered her own sister and then got killed in the process, we still had some kind of a connection with her, right, back in the fairy tale land. So I suppose, yeah, I mean, all of these choices are true. They're not the same choice, but they're all true. We let the Duchess down. Never thought Sienna would be this heartless, right? Going after the fifth victim with zeal at this point, even though she was her sister. And also, Anna Henrietta was a bit too naive and trusting, thinking that Sienna would just let all be forgotten after you've passed judgment down upon her for punishment. So that was kind of a mistake on her part. But just to spare the feelings of this woman here, let's just say we let her down and take some of the blame, I suppose.
How? Quickly, unexpectedly. She was gone before I understood what was happening.
Oh, I know you. You're that witcher from the north. The one that saved us from the beast.
Mm-hmm. Could say that.
Wait here. Take these.
Thought you were out of flowers.
I put a bouquet aside. I was to take it to her myself. But you have it. I know you held the Duchess dear.
How much do I owe you?
Not a copper. Keep your coin and raise a toast in her memory tonight.
Do just that. Farewell.
I mean, we are kind of rich, right? Even though we let her... Oh my goodness. They erected a statue for her. Huh. Man, that's just really sad. Yeah, I mean, even though she died in the ceremony, we still got the 6,000 crown reward from her. Hey, look at this. That's more money than I've ever had throughout this entire mod. Almost 15,000 crowns. And we got some flowers from this nice lady. So, bouquet of white roses. Okay, nice. So now we can go visit her grave and pay her the due respects.
Where are ya?
Yeah, as I said, it's been 2 weeks, but the death of a ruler, it's not something that people can just brush off. Things like these will definitely take a lot of time. And who will become the next ruler for Beauclair and Toussaint, I wonder? Like, who would that even be? As far as I know, they don't really have any direct descendants, like neither Anna nor Sienna. The closest thing I can really think of is, I guess, Anna Henrietta's cousin, Fringilla Vigo, but she's a sorceress. She has no business ruling anything. Even if she wanted to, I don't think she would be an option at all. I suppose the autonomous kind of condition that...
It's not decent.
Matter or no, she was the Duchess's sister, shared her blood. She should lie with her kin.
Okay, so they were debating about whether or not they should bury Sienna along with Anna. Yeah, that is a bit of a controversial subject. But as I was saying, the autonomous state of Toussaint would then be probably, I don't know, will it just go back to Nilfgaard at this point? I guess that's something for
Witcher,
fanfiction writers.
I was certain you'd departed.
Couldn't. Anna Henrietta was...
Wondrous. Beautiful. Good. The best ruler one could hope to have. Yet I let her down.
Yeah, you and I both, man. Although, to be fair, Damien's connection to Anna was probably far more intimate than Geralt and Anna's were. I mean, Damien is her kind of her personal guard almost, right? I think that's his literal title, the captain of Henrietta's personal guard. Yeah, it is really sad, but at this point, you shouldn't really be blaming yourself anymore.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one expected Sienna to do that, persist to the end. And none of us did anything to stop her. Because there was nothing we could do.
I suppose you are right. But when someone so beloved dies, one cannot help but search one's soul for blame. And even the hardiest knights grow faint-hearted then.
Come to pay my respects. Bid the Duchess farewell.
White roses. They were her favorite. Go inside then. She lies in the ducal crypt. In one room with her murderer. Despite my protests.
What? Who decided that?
The Regent's Council. A pack of old men who've statutes and codices for hearts. Ducal blood flowed in Sienna's veins, and she was never legally disinherited. So they ruled she should lie alongside Henrietta.
Yep, I can certainly see how that would cause some protest. Okay, so it's as I said before. Sienna is the one who murdered her own sister. But it is doubtless that she and Geralt had some kind of a personal connection while they were in the Land of a Thousand Fables. Now, if you kind of ignore that and you assume that this happened because we went to go see the Unseen Elder and that we were just never with her, yeah, sure, there's no real personal connection between the two of them. But even then, we did talk for a very brief moment of time, right? Although, during that period of time, there was no reason Geralt would ever show any sympathy towards Sienna. But because we have gone through the entire adventure with her in Fairy Tale Land, I think we need to respect them both and show them both a bit of attention, even though you can see here that Anna's grave is just completely filled with flowers, whereas Sienna's grave, there's just like nothing there, because people are probably coming here to spit on it, honestly, because she is the murderer after all. Oh well, let us be the first.
And all Rest in peace. I regret it ended this way, that I failed to prevent it. Hope you can forgive me. Rest in peace.
Stylish crypt, quite subdued. Yes, this is the kind of eternal resting place I dream of.
Moments like this, I never know if you're joking or serious.
Serious, Geralt, serious. It's remarkably peaceful, subtly charming to the hilt. A perfect match for the Duchess's dignity. Ah, you humans, you'll never cease to amaze me. To feel despair in the face of natural processes to which you are predestined. I've come to take you from this place, my friend. Dare say you deserve a speck of respite after the mad whirl of the last few days.
And one final shot of her tomb before we move on. I know this is a really random time to bring this up, but Regis's voice actor is spectacular.
Feel pretty awful right about now. Can't help thinking I could have done more. Now Toussaint's left without a ruler, or more accurately, chaos rules here. Hand in hand with despair. Duchess won over people's hearts. All Beauclair now weeps for her.
A mass outburst of emotion. Well, it seems her subjects have adopted some of their recent ruler's traits.
Why the sarcasm? Thought you liked Donna Henrietta.
I did. And I do truly rue her passing.
Me too.
Then let us drink.
Huh. Back to drinking on the rock at night with Regis. Probably Mandrake, I think. Yeah. Regis's own brewing. Yeah, as I was saying, Regis's voice actor is so good. Oh, he shows just enough emotion in his lines that, as Geralt pointed out, right, you can never tell when he's being serious or being sarcastic because he always uses that same tone of voice. But it suits a character like Regis, who's a higher vampire, so well. And the voice actor, I'm sorry I don't know his name, but he did a spectacular job. After this, I'm going to look up his name because, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. All right, Regis. Thought you preferred complex solutions. Solutions to what? Let's find out.
Always seemed to me you were a very complicated creature by nature. Not one to resort to such simple methods like drinking your worries away.
There exist worries for which they're quite simply, it's no other medicine.
Oh, wow. That is a very simple answer for a complex question to a complex solution. For which there quite simply is no other medicine. Fair enough. Can't argue with that.
Whatever you say about Siona, you gotta admit, she was unbending.
That she was. I do admit it. Though, in her case, it would have been better if she had been a tad more philosophical, pausing from time to time to reflect on the propriety of her actions.
True.
How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diavolis variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
Alright, well, at this point, we're just going to get the exact same thing that we've already
it's a
seen.
good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then, let's go.
Alright.
This moonlight makes me, oh, so dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
Yes, the succubi again.
I was thinking
Alright.
Oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
So, yeah. Right there, we just witnessed the most terrible ending to this entire story. Everyone is dead. It's a brave new world here in Toussaint and the city of Beauclair. Well, yeah, I gotta say, like, as interesting as the Unseen Outer Path is, it's just not as interesting as the whole Fableland story. The connection with Sienna, the interesting little illusions that inside the other world, and just the happy ending that the sisters get to experience together, that just simply cannot be beat. But anyways, that is this path of the Blood and Wine DLC. I hope you enjoyed. The next time we come back, we're gonna do something else. Yeah, these two episodes right here. Get to experience both of the path, right? Very good. Anyways, guys, that's the end this time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.